Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Mark, Poetic Gamer. Um, I've been playing video games my whole life, as far as I can remember at least. I started with NES a billion years ago, um, all the way up to Switch 2. Um, also started PlayStation up to PS5. So, and even the original Xbox, not Xbox One, the Xbox One, like not the number, you know, the first one, Xbox. Yeah, that one. Um, yeah. So I decided to give this whole YouTube thing a try. Like, uh, a lot of people have suggested it, taking a shot at it. So hey, why not? Um, and I've kind of been inspired a little bit by some other channels like I've followed for a while now, like Player Essence, Paul Gale Network, um, Rogers Base, Beat 'em Ups, Celia. Like they make like really entertaining content. So if I can even get a little bit of a smidge close to them as far as like what they're doing, and even even maybe one day even you know meet them to some capacity, that'd be great. But we'll see how this goes. Um, so what I've decided to do is just talk about game related stuff. And also, I'm into poetry and I'm into creative writing and stuff like that. So I think this would be a good space to share um, some of my poetry at the end of a video, starting with this one. So, you get some game stuff in the beginning, some poetry in the end. Maybe it'll get your creative juices flowing. And feel free to comment on the poems, give constructive criticism, or on the video in general. Let me know what you like, don't like, and we can go from there. um so today, the game related thing that I'm going to talk about for this first video is probably going to be a short video, only one subject for now is to start, get my feet wet, is the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which I really liked. It's not perfect, and I guess it's kind of it's been out for it's been out for like almost 2 weeks now, maybe something like that, between a week and 2 weeks or something like that now. So people have had time to really see it multiple times, maybe digest it, and already kind of form their opinion on it. And that opinion has already been out on the internet. But I just want to give you mine anyways, you know. Um, Now I have friends who are in two camps. Basically, I have friends who. Well, no, I don't really think I have any friends who don't dislike it or who hate it, but I definitely have friends who I know people who like it more than others, and I can understand why. Like, it's not a perfect movie. Like, I love it partially, admittedly, because I'm a huge Nintendo fan. Out of all the three companies, like, it's like Nintendo first, PlayStations, I get Xbox, they over there. They over there. They not in here where I in my house my where I live, but they're there. I played them. I played the first one. They're there. They exist. Um, but yeah, like one of the a few one of the main issues I've seen from both people I've talked to personally and critics is the story, like, and how fast the story is and how light the story is to a point where some people say that it kind of has no story. Like there is a story present. It is very like much like the game that it's based off of, but it is there. Like there is a consistent through line from start to finish that centers around Bowser Jr.'s relationship, and also um, Peach's own little personal journey uh, to not just help Rosalina, which is the overall story of the movie is like we gotta get Rosalina back. That's the overall driving force. But within that, you have um, Bowser Jr. and Bowser relationship, finding each other again and reuniting and having father son moments, and Bowser questioning um, his 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 evilness in light of um, being around Mario and Luigi for a portion of this movie. And then you also have like Peach Peach's connection to Peach's connection to Rosalina, which is kind of hinted in the first movie, that like Peach has like an overall bigger yearning to know where she came from, and this movie explores that in relation to Rosalina. So those two things, sub stories, kind of come together. And it comes to a head to form like the overall story. So there is it's there, and then on top of that, the movie's been out for a decent amount of time. So I'm gonna give you a little spoilers here, like doing it right now. Um, they revealed that Peach and Rosalina are like related, like they're actually like siblings by blood, which is huge because in the games they never, like, you kind of had the suspicion based off of like character design that they may be related. Maybe like some people thought maybe mother daughter, like Rosalina mother, Peach daughter. But you had some sort of feeling, but Nintendo didn't really talk about it because Nintendo doesn't typically, especially unless it's like Fire Emblem or Zelda or Xenoblade or something like that, they don't really, bother with it. They kind of leave that sort of thing up to your imagination. It's not really important. So for them, the Nintendo to green like the fact that in the movie and make it canon, at least to the movies, that their siblings is huge, and I hope it's something that they actually do carry over into the games. That would be really neat. Like the next Mario game, excuse me, they kind of allude to that more. Um. So yeah, and then another criticism I've heard was the movie perhaps having too many references, in which I get that because this movie definitely I feel like it has more cameos, references, and like I remember that memorable moments than the first one. Which if you're not really into Mario or the overall Nintendo ecosystem, you're not really. It's a bunch of stuff that's going to go over your head, and it's just going to seem like there's no purpose to it. It might just seem like a bit overwhelming, but the way they implement those references, I think, is actually really cool. From like the sound effects, say from Mario like throwing a fireball, or the way like power ups are used, like the drill power up from Mario Galaxy, I believe two, maybe one, but one of the two galaxies where he can burrow on the ground and he uses it like offensively and defensively and stuff like that. Um, it's all really neat, and like the little cameos like Pikmin, or even like the way Star Fox, Fox McCloud from Star Fox is incorporated, which Nintendo shouldn't have probably spoiled that, but they did, and they didn't need to. But um, yeah, because they even have like for Fox McCloud, who turns out to be not just like a 2 second thing. He's actually kind. He's part of the movie. He's not there. He's there for about, I want to say, like 15, 15 to 20% of the movie, but he 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 makes an impact. And if there's rumors that they're making like a new Star Fox game, and if they needed to like market that character to the world, since like he hasn't been he's been neglected for like a few, well, since like Wii U, which no one bought. So he's been neglected for a few console generations. So kind of reintroducing him, this is like a really cool way to do it. Like the Game and Watch cameo was really cool, even though I hate Game and Watch because I have a friend who used to pick him all the time in Smash. Like that's one of his mains, and I just like I I I don't actually hate the character, but like I hate the character in I hated fighting that character. I hate fighting his stupid, stupid flat face. Um, like, yeah. So like that was neat. Even the way like he was brought in as like brought to life by Luigi was really cool. Um, which leads me to also comment on like the fact of like the action. This is a thing that I've heard as a common compliment, a common positive for the movie. Like is like the action was like really good. Like it, a lot of the moves are ripped out of Smash Brothers. They seem like they were ripped straight out of Smash Brothers. Like even if we don't get a actual Smash Brothers movie, like the action scenes in this movie are probably the closest thing to a Smash Brothers related thing that we're probably going to get. Um, uh, a personal thing that I really liked about it was there wasn't really any licensed movie, licensed music. Unlike the first one, which it's like you have this whole rich soundtrack of classic Mario music from decades, basically, you can use to incorporate, and you choose to not really use it like that. That seemed like a miss to me in the first movie. So thankfully, they rectified it, and there's only like one track that's from like act from licensed or actual music outside of video games, and even then, it's not. They turn it into like an instrumental kind of. So the rest of the movie is you got your Gusty Garden, um, your the underground um level from Mario One and stuff like that. Um, yeah, so I thought the movie was like really good. I thought it was. It's not a masterpiece. It's needed to do like one thing to me. Just be Mario. Mario do Mario things, and that's it. And it did that. Mario doing Mario things on the big screen. That's all I needed, and that's what I got. Um, let's see. So all right, now as I said earlier, like I'm going to kind of share a poem that I wrote based on um my my travels to Japan that I've made over the years, and like just thinking about how much fun and fond memories I have of the country. So without further ado, here it is. All right. Um, Across the azure in rich blue lies the sacred couple's land. One stirred with a spear, the rest from the womb, from last breath to tomb. Crystal couldn't be more clear as the wonder felt on grand. Hardly believe what was true. Maidens draped in bright scarlet and white purest snow. Dance of Kagura guiding toe. Serene rivers seasoned with glow from Amaterasu's distant light show. Bashful gazes from Hakone beget still bundles of simple peace. Peace as sweet as red bean baked into a warm pie. Beneath Izanagi's pale right eye. Colors as bright as yuzu bloom all around the Nopon's loom. The cosmic clock seldom cease. A titan of iron stands guard, and past clenches presence arm. Feudal castles still stand tall, the white heron pristine above all. Vermilion gates shield from harm against the damned and scarred. Least that's what is told by priests who preserve the old. Ascended by koto notes in the beat of taiko drums, a magical song, joy protest, these bejeweled islands strum. Until return, shall keep in chest, in memory the rest. And I'll actually um put the poem in the description on the video just in case you wanted to actually read it, or you might have some sort of issues hearing me with my voice or the audio, because I don't have a real setup right now. This is like the first video, hopefully maybe of many. So, thank you for uh, clicking, and have a good one.